Yo, what is up, against out there? The name is Second Heat, bringing you guys a little commentary. No, not gonna do anything prestige or anything, just gonna get a car, do some customization, maybe go on a little cruise while I talk about something that's kind of been on my mind for a while. So, first, let me see what car I actually want to customize. I kind of customized quite a lot of these, but I want something that's very customizable friendly. So, wow. What do I want? I could always go with the GT86. It's been a while since I customized that. S2K, it's been a while. Maybe an Evo. Feels like the further on we go, there won't be as much. So, let me go with the GT86. It's been a while since I had one of those. You could probably just spec it out too. So, what I want to talk about is my feelings right now for Need for Speed 2015. And the reason why this is kind of like come to mind is because this game has been out for almost a year now. I think it came out in the beginning of November. So it's like it's almost hit the year anniversary and I'm still posting a lot of content on this. But something that I've been wondering now is, how do I feel about it? And it's kind of weird for me asking myself that, but I think it's also kind of necessary to talk about. And to keep it short, well, for now, because I'm going to go on a long explanation on it, but to answer the question is, right now, I have a kind of love-hate relationship with Need for Speed 2015. Now, I'll definitely explain to you guys why. So, for those of you guys that want to know my answer, there you go. It's a love-hate relationship. For those guys that want to know more about it, well, here it goes. So, I'm going to start off with the hate, because the hate isn't something, meaning to the word, because when I say hate, it's not really a hate. It's kind of a bit of a dislike, and not even that strong of a dislike. Like, yeah, you've seen me go through a lot of frustrations and rages, but I don't hate the game. I don't have hate for this game. I still do love it. So why exactly do I say hate? Well, a lot of it mainly has to do with the thing pretty much everybody can agree has been this game's, I wouldn't say downfall, but has really drawn people away from this game. And that mainly has to do with the game's handling. A lot of people can agree that this game isn't the best handling game out of all the current racers. And it's really understandable because, this is a arcade style racer. So it's not going to be something like Assetto Corsa, Forza Motorsport, not even Forza Horizon and stuff. But at the same time, though, in this day and age, handling for racing games is that make or break. If you don't get it right, especially upon release, if you don't get the handling right on its release, a lot of people are gonna just say no and no longer give it a try. Like, I'm pretty sure if a lot of people came back to this game now, yeah, they would still probably say, like, the handling is still kind of bad, but definitely not as bad as when the game first came out, which is pretty understandable. I remember the crew had gone through this. Ever since the beta came out, everybody was constantly complaining of how the handling was. And over time, the handling got better. Almost like every patch, it was, some handling improvements for the cars. And the game was more tolerable to play. Same thing is going on with Need for Speed. Well, it had, because no longer are there any patches or updates going on for the game. So this is what we have to deal with. And to be honest, I still like it. It's still tolerable, but it definitely has its frustrations. And I guess that's kind of its main complaint. It's the handling, and it's really understandable. And that's and that's pretty much my biggest complaint for this game, is that the handling for this is a very hit and miss. Yeah, we do have the tuning, which I'm glad that came out really badly. I'm glad they decided to put in handling for the game. I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna not put the rocket button. I think that's too cliche for the GT86. But anyways, what about to say, the tuning, it's the thing about this tuning is it's nothing compared to what pretty much all other racers had. A lot of racing games like Forza, Assetto Corsa, Gran Turismo, and all those that go in that line, they have a more in-depth tuning than Need for Speed does. But the thing that I like what Need for Speed did is that they made it to where it's not intimidating. Anybody can go on this and they can pick up on what they're doing pretty quickly. Yeah, there's some things that are so confusing and that might feel like it doesn't work. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the customization. But yeah, people might feel like it's easy to pick up, but at the same time, you don't fully know what needs to be done because mainly it's arcade. It's an arcade. No matter what you do, yeah, you may see a difference, but it's still gonna have a little bit of that BS handling where things just don't make sense. And you've seen that happen to me tons of times, especially in Prestige. And I think this is why this topic is really coming to mind, is because Prestige has really gotten me to see what this game is. It's gotten me to see the flaws of this game. That's not saying that all the bad things that are happening in the game are because of the game's fault. Some of it also has to do with my fault. You know, I'm not the best driver. That's something I've accepted. I know I'm not the best driver. I will never claim to be. Sometimes I might say I'm like Drift King every now and then, but I know I'm definitely not the best driver. I know I'm not the best tuner, but I still love the game. However, during playing this Prestige, I've come to realize what everyone's been complaining about. A lot of the complaint has mainly been the car's handling is very, very bad. And yeah, I now see it. Every time I do Prestige, the reason why I'm raging so hard is because I'll get a lot of BS moments that are caused by the bad handling. And unfortunately, there's no longer anything Ghost Games will do about it. It really sucks, but they're not going to do anything about it anymore. They're now off making their next Need for Speed, so hopefully that all the issues get solved. Maybe it might start taking the handling a lot more seriously and maybe go more Forza Horizon, which is something else I want to talk about. Is one of the biggest downfalls I could say came from the game was that it was being compared to Forza. And that's what happens when you have such a big competitor. It's just like how in first-person shooters, everything was normally compared to Call of Duty. How did everything pair up to Call of Duty? Because Call of Duty was the king of shooters. Same thing that's going on now with with racing games. It's everyone wants to compare it to Forza, no matter if it's a sim style racer being compared to Forza Motorsport or a street racer being compared to Forza Horizon. It's just king, so everybody wants to know, well, how does it pair up to the king? And being an arcade-ish racer, it doesn't compare too well, and unfortunately, it's just in our nature to compare it because we want the best. And unfortunately, Need for Speed is not the best. It is not the best. I still love the game, but I can at least accept the reality that this is definitely not like Game of the Year or Racer of the Year. Forza, especially with their new Horizon game that just came out, they still take it. They're still the best. And I think a lot of us can agree with that. Unfortunately, I have never played a Forza game because I do not own an Xbox. I own PlayStation. So everything that I'm really saying is mostly off of what I've seen, but from what I've even seen, Forza is such a magnificent game, and I really can't wait to get that one day. But Need for Speed, again, it's a love-hate. How you asked me about this earlier, before Prestige came out, I would have not even said it's a love-hate. I would have said I straight up love the game. But after Prestige came out, where things are being so precise, where I need everything to go right for me, the smallest things can really tick me off. And another thing also has to do with the whole, like, when you're in races, you're still kind of racing with all the AI and players that aren't involved in the race. And what I mean by that is, well, you've seen it. How when you're just in a race, there can just be like random AI just in your pathway screwing you over, but they're not even involved in the race or anything. They're just a random pedestrian, and it can really frustrate you because, especially in Prestige, you get into a crash and there's kind of no point in going on. You might as well just restart the race now, unless it's a drift event where it's all about points. And with that happening so much, I've been really, really getting frustrated with the game because I really want to continue the Let's Play, and I don't like having stuff like that get in my way. This is a nice looking GTA 6. I really do like that. Oh wait, I want to do a window tint real quick. So yeah, because of Prestige and how it's really putting pressure on its players. I was about to say its drivers, but on its players, I've been really seeing a lot of the flaws now. And I can't really say I hate it, but I'm just really, really freaking irritated with it. And I really hope in the next Need for Speed that they kind of fix those issues, you know. I really hope they go back to where where it's not always online, because that's also a big frustration. Because actually just recently, I went without internet. My internet had been down for like an entire weekend, and I haven't been able to play a lot of my games, especially my racing games, because they're kind of always online. So it's kind of frustrating when you can't play stuff like that, and that's one of the biggest complaints a lot of people had at the start of the game when it was announced that it's going to be always online. A lot of people were just like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get screwed because of this little feature, which is something a lot of games are going to now. A lot of games are trying to lean toward the whole always online thing, when a lot of players have been constantly complaining. A lot of players are constantly complaining that always online is not a good thing. It's actually really freaking annoying. But hey, that's what the developers decide. Maybe it's easier for them. Maybe they think that's the future. I don't know. I'm not, I don't speak for them, so I can't really say what they're thinking. But I really hope in the next Need for Speed, always online is not a thing. And if it is, well, may God help us all, and hopefully the servers are a lot better than what they were in this one, because earlier the servers were pretty bad. It wasn't all that great. Hopefully in the next game everything will be fixed, all the problems will be fixed, they would have learned a lot of lessons, and hopefully all goes well. Now, that's pretty much everything that I kind of have I'm gonna put in like quotation marks, but like hate for, because again, it's not really a hate, it's more of a dislike. Some of it may be strong depending on the moment, but to what I like, I really do love this game. No matter what, I still love this game. I mean, I'm still playing the game. It still has a bit of replayability with the whole Prestige and the speed list, which I honestly haven't done in a long time because of Prestige. But you can definitely go back and still play and still have some fun. And one of the biggest reasons I constantly come back to it is what you're seeing right now. This game has customization. And even though, yeah, games like Forza Horizon, or Forza most part also has it too, but even though like Forza has it, I think we can all agree that no game, at least that's out today or that's coming out in this time era, has the amount of customizations as Need for Speed does. I mean, looking at me trying to pick a body kit, there's so many options that I just didn't know what to go for. But eventually I came up with one, and now I'm rolling with it. But yeah, this game has like so many options. It's not overwhelming, but it's very, very satisfying. Like, that's the thing that really got me to purchase the game. The thing that I was looking forward to the most with Need for Speed 2015 was customization. I honestly, I can't really say I honestly didn't care, but no matter what the game felt like, to be honest, I would have still been playing the hell out of this game just on customization alone. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've just just logged on the game just to purchase a different car and customize it. I've done that so much, and every time I do it, I have some fun. I'm not sitting there like, oh, what am I doing with my life? I'm just sitting here customizing a car. No, I'm having a lot of fun because, let's be honest, in the real world, probably might not be able to get said opportunity. So that's why we do it in games. That's why you do it in video games. You can't like, and the also good thing about it is in video games things aren't as strict. And what I say about that is that how nowadays a lot of things can be slapped on with the whole ricer. Like how ricer is just like the biggest thing that really holds back a lot of people's creativity. In video games, it's not so bad. Yeah, people might still rip on you for putting a wing on a Civic or something like that, but for the most part, there's a lot of, lenient. People will be like, it's a video game, it's understandable, we can actually do shit like this, but put in the real world and it's just like, nah, we don't approve. So that's another reason why I love doing stuff in racing games so much, is because I get to finally do shit I want to do. Yeah, a lot of my customization has now been modernized and how I still like to keep things clean. But when I want to, I can have a little bit of fun. And that's cool. I like having fun. Fun is what a video game should be, which is why I really love this game. Another reason why I love this game is because for me, I've mentioned this quite a bit, when it came to street racing or legal track racing, I always leaned towards street racing more. Well, I guess because I kind of grew up with street racing games like Need for Speed, so I always had a love for it a lot more. And so when Need for Speed 2015 came out, I knew it was going to be street racing, kind of going back to its roots, and it really made me happy. It's another thing that appealed to me. So, yeah, stuff like that. Now that I think about it, even though I love this game, there isn't much I can fully say. At least in the short amount of time that I want to give myself. But at the same time, you guys probably get the idea. It's a love-hate relationship, and I think a lot of people who still play this game probably feel the same way. But yeah, I think that's probably all I want to talk about. Didn't know how long this commentary was going to be, but I did warn you guys. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment on how you feel about Need for Speed. Do you guys still play it? If so, how does it make you feel? Do you guys also have a love-hate relationship? Do you straight hate it? Or do you straight love it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna finish customizing this car. Might use it in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, this has been your boy taking heat, and I'm out. Peace.